There was a jihadist suicide bombing earlier today in Istanbul, Turkey. The government is blaming the attack on ISIS. Western tourists were targeted in the attack. 10 people were killed. 9 of them were German. As of right now, the reports are that the attacker was of Syrian origin. By the way, what a great way to look out for your fellow Syrians. Go ahead and kill Germans who have taken in over 1 million refugees out of kindness. But yeah, German civilians, they're your enemy. Go bomb them. The lack of logic is unreal, but then again, I shouldn't be surprised. It's a terrorist. They're going to lack logic. So over 10 other people are injured as well. Most of them are German, yet again. Now, this story came out today. We also have a story that broke yesterday where it's another ISIS terror attack on a mall in Baghdad targeting Shia Muslims specifically. Over 20 people were killed in gunfire, bombs, and car bombs. So the attack actually happened in multiple locations around the same time. Now, the BBC reports on this, quote, "The Sunni Muslim jihadist group, which controls large swaths of northern and western Iraq, said it had targeted rejectionist heathens." Now, you're probably thinking, what the fuck is a rejectionist heathen? That sounds ridiculous. It sounds like a bad name for a band. Rejectionist heathen. Or maybe a good name for a band. No, that's what ISIS people and jihadists, that's the term they use to describe Shia Muslims. In their mind, they're not true Muslims. They're heretics. Shia Islam is not true Islam. The only true Islam is Salafi jihadism and the variety and the version and the flavor that ISIS represents. And, you know, everybody else, you're not a true Muslim. I will now kill you. Rejectionist heathens! So there we have it. In 2 days, there are 2 more Muslim fundamentalist attacks. They're going after heathens and heretics and infidels, and they are saying that they're doing it for explicitly religious reasons. So let me pose a question to these kinds of people, and I mean this sincerely, for anybody who's ever flirted with that ideology or they think there's something to it. You're really sure enough to blow yourself up? Are you that sure? Is anybody that sure that they're right, that they're willing to blow themselves up? Well, clearly in reality, people are. But are those people reflective? Have they really thought about what they're doing? Is this something that, you know, you really want to take that to the bank? You don't get a redo. You don't get a mulligan. If you blow yourself up, that's it. Even if you believe it, you're not following it literally. Any jihadist or fundamentalist, you think you follow it to the letter? Nobody follows it to the letter. I've given this example before, but drug taking in Islam is of the devil. Muhammad said intoxicants are of the devil. But then we learn that ISIS fighters are taking Captagon pills. They're taking amphetamine pills when they're fighting in Syria. Okay, wait, you guys say you're literalists. You guys say it's the perfect word of God. God says intoxicants are of the devil. You did intoxicants. By your own logic, I see how you treat other people who don't follow by your law. You got to kill yourselves, right? You say you believe it. Do you really believe it? Do you really believe it? Well, then kill yourself. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? But there's other examples of this too. So there are parts of the Quran that they ignore. Now, they have some backing. They point to hideous passages, but they ignore other parts. For example, the Quran 6:151 says, "And do not kill a soul that God has made sacrosanct, save lawfully." Do not kill a soul that God has made sacrosanct. Only lawfully, they say, can you kill him. So what is lawfully? Well, Islamic scholars have argued that that means after a trial. So you're going around and you're killing civilians, you're doing terrorist attacks. Well, then aren't you violating the Quran 6:151? How about 553, which says, "Whoso kills a soul, unless it be for murder or for wreaking corruption in the land, it shall be as if he had killed all mankind." Let me repeat that. Whoso kill a soul, unless it be for murder or for wreaking corruption in the land, it shall be as if he had killed all mankind. Okay, so the people who you killed in Germany, people who were German in Turkey, in Istanbul, did they commit murder? No, they didn't commit murder, right? So then you're violating the Quran if you kill them. And did they wreak corruption in any way? Now they could, a jihadist could fire back and say, the West has pillaged our lands and killed so many of us. Did those German citizens do that? So wait, tell me again. You say you believe literally in the Quran. I'm giving you what's literally in the Quran. You didn't abide by it. Maybe you should kill yourself. The Quran 861 says, but if the enemies incline towards peace, do you also incline towards peace and trust in God? For he is the one who hears and knows all things. If the enemies incline towards peace, do you also incline towards peace and trust in God? If they want peace, you want peace. They want peace, you want peace. Were the Shia in a mall bothering you? They seemingly wanted peace. They're just shopping. How about the Germans you killed in Istanbul? They wanted peace. They're tourists. They're taking pictures, minding their own business, but you killed them. Who's acting in accordance with the Quran here? Who acts in accordance with that verse right there? All right, how about the Quran 2190 says, fight in the way of God against those who fight against you, but begin not hostilities. God loveth not aggressors. Again, the Quran 2190, that is. So, God does not love aggressors. Only fight against those who fight against you. German civilians who are tourists in Istanbul ain't fighting against you, bitch. Same thing with the Shia shopping in a mall. And then finally, I'll give you one more. According to the Sunni tradition, Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, the first caliph, gave these instructions to his armies. I instruct you in 10 matters. Do not kill women, children, the old, or the infirm. Do not cut down fruit-bearing trees. Do not destroy any town. They don't seem to be abiding by that. Now, okay, guys, understand something. I'm not part of the Islam is peace crowd. I'm not part of the, only true Muslims are the ones who do peace. The other ones don't count. Disregard them. No, that's utterly ridiculous. And there are plenty of passages that call for violence and destruction and killing the infidel and killing apostates and subjugating women and gays. All that stuff is in the Quran. All that stuff is in the Hadith as well. When you include the Hadith, the situation gets worse too. So it says all that stuff. And it also says the stuff I just laid out for you here. There are good verses, there are bad verses. So my question that I would pose to people who would buy into this jihadist ideology, which is right? Okay, no, there are contradictions. There's contradictions in there. Which is it? Now, if you really believe it, if you're so convinced it's true, then how can you be sure which way to go if it says both things at the same time? You can't be sure. You don't know. So when you do violence in the name of your religion, in the name of your ideology, I'm here to tell you, even in accordance with your own belief system, you're on shaky grounds.